What's good, guys? It's your boy Jack here, and today we're going to be watching 3 allegedly true school lockdown horror stories. So make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and let's get into it. Alright, I have never experienced a lockdown, thankfully. But let's see if these are scary or not.
I was in my second year of high school. Every year, our school was required to perform at least 2 lockdown drills, but our principal at the time would always have us do more like 3 or 4, so I was pretty used to it. All of the teachers would always warn us ahead of time to save any.
Yo, whenever we do any lockdown drills, bro, like I don't take it seriously in the slightest. Like one class, I was sending echolocation to one of my friends. So that's pretty much what happens during lockdown drills.
Panic. That morning, as I walked into my first period class, I was informed by my history teacher that the school would be having a lockdown drill that day. I actually kind of liked them, because it meant we'd have less work to do considering that
Yeah, it's fun, bro. Low key, it's like fun. It's fun to do.
20 or 25 minutes they always take. 30 minutes.
Okay, 20 minutes for a lockdown drill? That's how you know this school is gigantic.
Into class and a short buzzer went off, followed by our principal's voice on the intercom. Like every other drill, he explained how the school was going into lockdown, but that was just a practice drill. He explained that should there ever be a real lockdown, the buzzer would sound for longer, and there would be no intercom announcement. Our teacher instructed all of us to shut the curtains and go into the corner of the classroom that was not visible from the outside door.
Okay, let's be honest. Who in the world in a lockdown drill is hiding? Dog, I'm out of there. No, I'm running. Like, I am dipping, bro. I don't care. Chair through the window. I'm leaving.
He then shut off the lights and locked the door. For the next few minutes, we sat in silence. Eventually, we heard footsteps outside. It was the principal trying every classroom door to make sure they were locked and the classes were responding to the lockdown correctly. Before I knew it, the drill was over.
Yeah, pretty quick.
The day progressed, and I was now sitting in my physics class, which was right after lunch. At some point, I ducked out of the class to use the bathroom. Now, our school building had a basement. Down there, they had a bathroom that was much.
What school has a basement? I have never seen a school in my life that has a basement.
Much more private and a lot less busy, so I would always try to use that one.
That's valid.
There were a couple classrooms down there, so it didn't look weird for me to go down there. I was sitting in one of the back stalls. I was the only one in there.
Yeah, bro. If you're about to take a dookie in school, bro, you either have to go with the most random time of the day, because you will not find me going to the bathroom, like taking a poop in a school bathroom during like lunchtime, or like during like when we were going to classes. You will not catch me.
Which was usually the case. All of a sudden, I heard the lockdown buzzer start going off from outside in the hall.
See, that's how you know it's bad, when you had a lockdown drill today.
It sounded for about a full.
I just realized he's taking a poop while this is happening. Dog, all you gotta hope for, put your legs up, bro. Hopefully one doesn't slip out.
Minute before it abruptly stopped. I waited for the principal's voice to come over the speakers, but it never did.
Yeah, GG's.
Like I mentioned earlier, was supposed to signify a real lockdown. At first, I didn't really think it was a real lockdown, though. It happened too close to the practice lockdown earlier that morning.
Yo, imagine you're just taking a dookie in a school bathroom. You're just like scrolling on your phone, you know, like you're doing whatever. You just hear like the lockdown drill going. You're just... Hopefully this is fake. Like, please say this is drill. Please say this is drill. You don't hear the principal's voice, bro. At that point, bro, like, hold up. Would you wipe? Personally, me, if... I probably wouldn't wipe. I'm low-key just gonna dip.
I thought it was just a second part to the drill. But as I sat there for a few more minutes, I started to realize that if that were the case, that probably would have been explained over the intercom.
Exactly.
I started to panic, now thinking this was real. I wasn't safe in the bathroom. The door had no lock, so I ran outside to try and find a classroom. There wasn't much for options in that
Yo,
basement.
imagine seeing that, bro. There's a lockdown drill. Not even a drill. Oh, real lockdown with probably a school shooter outside. And you see that.
It was also hard to see now that they turned the
You just see like a figure just standing out the door with a Glock. It's just, yo, bro. And you just like try to run somewhere.
But I did eventually find a classroom door. I tried the handle. It was locked. I looked in through the glass.
Yeah, bro. Like, every freaking door is locked and you're taking a dookie. Yo, at that point, I'm not even kidding. I'm popping one of the ceiling tiles and I'm crawling through the ceiling.
That's part of the door. In one of the corners, I could barely make out a kid hiding. There was a...
If you can make out a kid hiding... Okay, first of all, let's think about this. Thoughts? If it is a school day, like, let's say it's a random freaking Thursday. No, it's a school day. It's during school time. Oh, the lights are off. The doors are locked, dude. Must be nobody in here. Dog. Bang, bang, bang. Shooting the lock off the door. Telling everybody to give me their money or something. Unless I'm one of the kids shooting up the school. You better count your days.
Class inside. I banged on the door, explaining that I was a student and trying to hide. I got no response. I was both terrified and frustrated at the same time.
I'd be absolutely shaking in my boots.
Protocol was to never let anyone inside no matter what.
Yeah.
I was on my own. I thought about going back to the bathroom, but found an empty computer lab first and...
Why would you go back in the bathroom? I mean, all the doors are locked. Might as well go wipe real quick.
Settled on that. I got under one of the back desks, and for the second time that day, sat in silence. Only this time for a real lockdown. 10 minutes went by. Nothing. Not even an update over the intercom. Then, the hard-dropping sound of running footsteps from outside coming down the basement stairs.
At that moment, I mean, like, I'm a chill guy. I probably wouldn't say anything. I'd be terrified. He said it was empty, though, but, like, if this was a classroom and someone, like, and they started screaming, I'd be furious. I would physically just, if it was a girl or a boy screaming for their life, shove them out the door, locking them out.
I could hear the person's heavy breathing. It kept getting closer. It now sounded like it was just outside the room. I started adjusting my body position to try and duck down more to get further out of view, when a light turned on.
Oh,
GG's. The computer on the desk above me waking up.
GG's.
I accidentally pulled the mouse cord. It wasn't that bright, but it was enough for me to make out a silhouette in the doorway to the room.
You could see somebody. Dog, kill me then and there, bro. I would not want to be there, that's for sure.
The person was just standing there. I prayed they wouldn't enter the room, and after what felt like an eternity, they turned and continued running down the hallway.
That's a close one.
A few minutes later, and the lockdown was over. The school tried to keep the incident silent, but it eventually got out. Apparently, a kid in my grade that I actually slightly knew stole his dad's gun and got into school through a back door he left propped open earlier in the day. Police showed up to the school and detained him before any bullets were shot. They later searched his backpack and found a paper with a list of names on it, which they believe was
a list of names. Okay. If my name was on that list and I was still alive, I'd be jumbo with joy.
But who we meant to kill that day.
Yeah, probably.
Pictures of the list itself leaked. My name was number 4 on that list.
GG's. Wait, I thought he said he knew this person a little bit. GG's.
I never heard if the kid just got scared and decided not to do anything, or if he just genuinely didn't find anybody after entering the building. Either way, I believe the person that I saw while hiding in the computer lab was him, and that I could have lost my life in that moment.
GG's. Story 2.
Back in October of 2016, for whatever reason, these killer clown sightings kept getting reported around America.
Jeez, bro.
Fake, videos of them would almost always get posted somewhere online. For that whole month, it was all over the news. I remember in our town specifically, it kind of got out of hand. People in the area were committing real crimes wearing clown masks, or sometimes full-body clown outfits. It was honestly terrifying.
It would be terrifying.
Anyway, back when this was happening, I was in high school. Throughout that whole month, many of the staff and student school emails received threats. They were always from a different random email address, so there was no real way of blocking them. It was always something like killerclown@cvx.zy.
I don't know what the heck that
random.
is.
It usually had something to the effect of killer clown followed by some random characters. It got so bad that the school had to send out a mass email to all students and parents saying they were aware of the threats and were taking them seriously. I remember some days the teachers were instructed to teach with their classroom doors locked. We weren't even allowed to leave to go to the bathroom. Needless to say, a lot of us were on edge. I have no shame in saying it was really scary. I saw some of the things the emails were saying. A lot of it was really graphic and truly disturbing.
This isn't a lockdown story, bro. This is literally just creepy clowns killing people. Like, don't know what to tell you, pal.
Of course, at the time, none of us knew if anyone was really planning to act on these threats, or if it was just someone somewhere behind a computer screen playing a sick joke. But honestly, it felt like only a matter of time before something would go down. And finally, one day something would. I was in my trigonometry class when the school's lockdown alarm went off.
This is the lockdown part.
Our principal's voice then came over the loudspeaker. His voice was shaky.
That kid in the back just absolutely terrified me. Hey, but we're chilling because Diary of the Wimpy Kid is on the desk. We're fine.
Now, our principal was a pretty intimidating dude, so hearing fear in his voice only furthered my own fear.
Oh yeah, GG's.
I knew this lockdown had to be related to the threats. In that classroom, there wasn't really a good corner for all of us to hide in. You could see a good portion of the room from outside the door. So
GG's.
the teacher ordered us to barricade the door with all the desks and chairs in the room.
They just barricaded the door.
As door as we could. Although even this provided a clear view of the glass window on the door. I watched as all the lights abruptly turned off in the hallway, shortly followed by the lights in the classroom. The familiar hum of the heating system faded. The school had cut the power.
They just cut the power, like, in total. Like, some places have, like, badges that you, like, tap. You just cut the power, nobody can leave. Nobody, actually, no, I think it'll need to be get in, or huh?
Yeah, the whole building was quiet.
My bad.
And there wasn't the usual whispering or joking around from other students like there was during practice drills for this kind of thing.
That's my type of drills, bro.
Even our teacher had a look of fear on his face, putting me more on edge. We sat there for multiple minutes. We then heard a metal banging sound, like someone was hitting the lockers down the hall.
GG's. Not like you're actually dead.
We started yelling.
You're actually dead. You're actually dead, pal.
One of the girls sitting next to me quietly began crying.
I would maybe cry
The noises
too.
continued off and on for the next few minutes. As time passed, the noises kept getting louder, as whoever was making them seemingly kept getting closer. At this point, my classmates and I were staring at each other, all of us gauging each other's reactions. Then, the sound of the classroom's door handle rattling. I looked up. Through the glass on the door, I saw a clown mask looking in. The person stood there for a while, not doing anything.
GG's.
Then they abruptly ducked down out of view, and the sound of the door handle rattling continued. They were trying to pick the lock. We all sat there listening to this happen, when the lock disengaged. Immediately, the full body force of this person smashed into the door. The desks barricading the door slightly shifted back.
Yo, good thing they have the freaking desk, bro.
But not much progress was made. They eventually gave up, and we could hear their footsteps running away down the hall. When police arrived, they cleared the building and escorted all of us out. No one was ever
Close call, bro.
for the lockdown. It's believed at least 3 people dressed in clown costumes entered the back entrance of the school that day, intent on making true to the threats sent over email. At the time, the school did have some cameras, but during the lockdown they cut the power, so they never caught anything.
Yeah, like, why would you cut the power, dog? Just turn off the freaking lights. Like, I feel like there's no use to cut the power. It's like, oh, you cut the power, and now, like, now they can low-key do whatever they want. Like, if somebody was on, like, the school internet, try to call someone up, couldn't call nobody because they're on the school internet. Internet's off because of power.
When we came back, the school had installed a new auto-locking feature on the doors and windows.
That's smart. Smart. That one wasn't as bad as the first one.
This happened in 2013.
2013?
I graduated college the year prior with a degree in education. I wanted to be a teacher and was able to land a job at a nearby high school.
Nobody actually wants to be a teacher. Me personally, never in a million years would I even substitute.
The first few weeks, I was shadowing another teacher, as they called it. It was meant to help me prepare to teach my own class, but it really just felt like a glorified TA position. I would sit in the class with the other students and help the teacher when needed. It was a chemistry class, and on one of the lab days, we required those flasks used for chemical reactions, measuring solutions, and stuff like that. All of that type of stuff was kept in a supply closet on the other side of the building. I made my way out of the class and started heading over there. After 2 minutes, I was there and began looking for the flasks. All of a sudden, my phone went off.
GG's.
It was an automatic text message from the school. Being a part of the staff, we were required to sign up to receive these automated messages.
Yeah.
The text explained how the school was going into lockdown and that it was not a drill.
Why not over the intercoms? What's wrong with the intercoms, bro? Oh, I'm just going to send this to all the staff. None of the students, just the staff, because I want them to stay alive. Because, actually, I'd want them to die if I was paying them. But
by the time I would have made it back to my class, the door would have likely already been locked. So I opted to hide in the closet.
Wait, where did he say he was? It's fine. Doesn't matter.
I turned off the light and closed the door.
Oh, now he's in the closet?
There wasn't much room to sit down. I had to just stand there in the dark.
GG's. He's dead, bro.
After
He's
a few
dead,
seconds,
bro.
the lockdown alarm sounded from the speakers throughout the building.
Okay, there's the lockdown, Drew. There it is.
The usual ambience from inside nearby.
Yo, why do they make the lockdown drills so scary? Like, they do the worst sounding alarm known to mankind.
My classrooms immediately died down. It was now completely quiet. Breaking the silence was the sound of my phone going off again. It was an update.
Hey, did he turn it on silent, bro? Like, turn it on, like, silent. Don't turn it on do not disturb, because then you will not get a notification. Turn it on silent, so it doesn't have to make a ding.
It read,
That's how you die, bro.
Please remain in lockdown. A suspected armed intruder has entered the building. Police have been notified. I could feel my heart picking up speed. I didn't feel safe where I was. Suddenly, I heard running footsteps in the hall.
If I heard running footsteps, I would wait till they, like, come to me. And let's say the door's closed. Wait, I'll let them knock. Bam! Whamming that door open. Make them like, whoa! And the gun will probably drop. Pick up the gun, point at their head, and tell them to leave. That's exactly what I'm doing.
They ran right up to the closet door and stopped. The doorknob turned and the door opened.
Either there is not a lock, or he is so stupid.
Happened before I even had time to react. Standing outside was an older man in maybe his 50s. He was wearing a regular t-shirt with jeans. I'd never seen the man before. He asked if he could hide in here with me, and feeling bad for the guy, I said yes.
Yeah, it's
there wasn't much room at all, but we both...
This is a lockdown drill. No, you cannot hide with me. Leave.
Still fed. The man explained how he had been teaching a class down the hall when he heard the lockdown alarm. In my mind...
Okay, in your mind, you've never seen this person. He says, oh, I was teaching a classroom down the hallway. You've been here a while. You just said you've never seen this man. What's going on? What is going through your head? Just tell him to leave. You can get out of here, pal.
And this raised a red flag. Why then was he here instead of with his class? I asked him this. He didn't immediately respond. Interrupting the silence was again the sound of my phone. It was another update from the school. The text said to not open our classroom doors for any reason.
As he literally just let him open the janitor's closet. Oh, sir, can I hide with you? Sure, it's whatever. No.
And that the suspect was believed to be an older man with a beard. I frantically...
Literally, he just described a man with a beard, but it's okay.
Words on my screen. I didn't get the best look at this guy, but from what I did see, he fit that description. I could now distinctly hear my heart beating out of my chest.
GG's.
Second decision. I opened up the closet door and ran. I went straight to the nearest exit and out to my car in the parking lot. When I got there, I looked back behind me.
Get me out of there.
I don't think the man followed me, or at least he didn't follow me outside.
That's
From
good.
there, I got in my car and left. I'd say around 25 minutes later, I received a final update text explaining that the police had cleared the building and the lockdown was over. I later learned a man had gotten inside by convincing the front desk that he was there to pick up his kid. But then a lockdown was called when they saw a gun holster around his waist as he was walking down the hall. Several teachers reported their classroom doors being forcefully struck during the lockdown from someone trying to open them.
This guy genuinely could have been just like trying to get his son and just had a gun holster. Doesn't mean he's gonna shoot up the school.
The man was gone when police arrived, and they were never able to identify him. He was caught on the school's security cameras, but they never showed a full view of his face. However, they did show that he was indeed armed.
Okay.
I saw the videos myself, and I'm almost sure it was the same man hiding with me. But it was also dark in that closet, so I can't be certain.
But like, why would he hide unless he wanted to kill you? He would have just shot you up right there if he was shooting up the school. I don't know. Doesn't make sense. But W video, make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.